Yeah. So far, just giving you a high level sneak peek about how the landing page looks like for Mantle Place. Each of these assets which you see on the right side, the cards, we're gonna have all the Genesis creators when featured here based on certain criterias which makes them to be on the top three here. And the similar thing here. So we'll have their collections been viewed and give a better user experience and a high level holistic view about the particular collection. Of course, we'll have more popular one describing what the mint price is going to be. The creator along with the launch date and other stuff coming up here as well. Just a basic animation talking about the differentiator, how Mantle Place works. A very important feature which we're going to reveal in the subsequent phases is the fractional NFT, wherein a particular collector or a user can have the fractional ownership of the entire collection of a single NFT as well. Basically, owning a piece of the pie when you have a huge utility-based NFTs coming up and you would like to be part of it. Fractional NFTs would provide the support for the same. So yeah, this is just a high-level mock-up. Just wanted to share it with the community as well to just have a high-level view of how Mantle Place is going to look like, and we're going to roll out. Sorry, go ahead.
No, thank you so much for sharing. It's very nice, actually, solid looking. And the community has been asking about how the marketplace is going to be looking like, and it's very cool be having this in the recording. Thank you.
And yeah, I just have a couple of questions based on what I saw. So we've seen a marketplace, the original marketplace of AssetMantle. And I'm on your website right now. And so you mentioned build a store, fully customizable store builder. So as I understand, it will be inside the platform that you has shown to us, right?
No. So basically, we're gonna roll out Mantle Builder. So Mantle Builder is basically the no-code platform, the store builder. Right now, initially, definitely gonna focus more towards getting the creators on board and starting with the mint process, and eventually rolling out the no-code platform called Mantle Builder in the subsequent phases of our roadmap.
Okay, and what kind of stores do you expect to see in this Mantle Builder?
Yeah. So far, the kind of creators we have onboarded are of a diversified set. We've got a few of the Metaverse projects, music NFT projects as well. Some of them from Playtoone Gaming, and of course PFPs being the most popular one. So with Mantle Builder, with the first set of stores, you will see various types of NFTs and file formats supported on it. So you would be seeing some of the 3D based NFTs and some of the Metaverse related projects coming up and showcasing their collections and their stores and their brands via Mantle Builder storefront functionality. So yeah, it's going to be a mixture of a lot of various forms of NFTs out in the market.
Great. Also, I've seen some information about Interchain NFTs. Can you say a few words about this concept? How they will interact with each other?
That's a very good question. So we've been seeing a lot of development around interchain security in Cosmos in Q1 2022, and of course the roadmap clearly states that there is going to be an NFT module at native level as well. So with respect to interchain NFTs, the objective is to kind of make Inter NFT as the widespread adopted standard for across the Cosmos ecosystem to have a truly interoperable NFTs flowing across multiple Cosmos-based NFT projects like Stargaze, Omniflix, Iris, Secret, and others, which are also going to be launching in the subsequent time. So with respect to Interchain NFT, it's much more around, making Inter NFT as one of the widespread standard, which is compatible and a truly interoperable standard to have NFTs, being connected not only just via IBC for, token, but also having a mechanism for NFTs flowing across different chains as well. So yeah, the objective is going to be very clear around utilizing the beauty of Inter NFT standard, to adopt it at the larger scale in Cosmos.
All right, and then it leads me to another question. For example, okay, we have Stargaze Marketplace, then we have AssetMantle. There is also NFT marketplace on Secret Network.
And Omniflix.
If we have interchain NFTs, it means that we will be able to bridge one NFT from Stargaze, let's say, to AssetMantle. What kind of benefits does it give to users, and what kind of use cases can you see in it?
That's a very good question again. So, right now, if you have observed other ecosystems and how NFTs have been looked at, there is no such mechanism which allows you to have, one NFT's been transferred from, one chain or one application to other one. It all boils down to how the metadata is standardized and structured. Leveraging the tech which Cosmos has, it is possible, majorly for all the Cosmos NFT projects as well to kind of have, the truly interoperable interchain NFTs coming up. So the benefits around it, first one being giving exposure to all the different projects in the Cosmos and, have them interconnected to, for a wider adoption. Eventually, the goal is always going to be to, get the main or the cross-pollinate the entire ecosystem from, let's say, Ethereum or Solana, who are the top players into the NFT game, and introduce them to the Cosmos to show the or leverage or show the beauty of the tech. Because we've got a bunch of benefits as compared to Ethereum, and that's what the objective is going to be as well. And the other benefit is definitely, having applications built around, in such a way that you get the exposure to kind of burn one NFT at one chain, bridge it to the other one via this burning mechanism, so that you have possibilities to collaborate with other creators or other collectors from the ecosystem projects. So there's a few of the applications which definitely, 2022 is, every Cosmos NFT projects are surely gonna look at. And on top of it, of course, Osmosis have also been teasing about it to have kind of an exchange mechanism for NFTs as well. So with Inter NFT, we've got the possibilities to have, NFTs to NFT transfer as well. Can't reveal too much around it, but yeah, there is a possibility to have NFTs to NFTs transfer, NFTs to token transfer, token to NFT transfer, and of course, token to token transfer via IBC. So that gives us much more benefits to have, not only just tokens being IBC compatible with, but also the NFTs being IBC compatible and flowing across different chains in the ecosystem.
Yeah, I like to add to that as well. I got disconnected over 2 minutes, but Naman, did you speak about digital identities?
No, go ahead.
So yeah, I think feature that really adds on to AssetMantle is digital distributed identities, or basically digital identities with major contribution from Joe Andrew of World Wide Web Consortium, which basically means that you have one digital identity on chain, which has been, I think, a kind of a use case of blockchain that many protocols have been trying to implement. And with one digital identity that is on chain, it gives you a larger scope of verification of that identity or that person, brand, or organization. And you can link multiple wallets to your on chain digital identity. A use case for this could be, imagine a large auction house having multiple artists, with them, and in their own customized marketplace, they have a digital identity which provides for on-chain verification. Some marketplaces on Ethereum had fake NFT collections verified. Why did that happen? Because there was off-chain verification for on-chain data, which should not be the ideal case. But now, when you have an on-chain digital identity, that major art house can provide different wallets to the different artists, and henceforth linking multiple wallets to your one identity and providing a more customized flow of funds, and just far more customization. This can further be leveraged by metaverses, by games, and one of the use case that we have been looking at is to create trade rooms. Because if you look at the current scenario, how does the NFT trading happen? It happens over Discord, and I think Bored Ape saw large chunk of theft happening on Discord because the trade wasn't authentic. But what if you are have a trade room, a peer-to-peer private chat with two digital identities, that is you and the owner of the NFT, and in that trade room only you can trade the NFTs. So digital identities, just to on a larger overview, won't go in depth, but yeah, I think provides for a very large use case in general, not just for NFTs, but having use case of blockchain as well.
Thank you very much for the detailed answer. And we have one great question from the community that I picked up from Twitter. What's the meaning of AssetMantle name? How did you pick it up? Very interesting question.
Oh, definitely a very interesting question. Yeah, to answer it, to give a high level overview about how AssetMantle has been evolved so far. Mantle is basically it's interior between crust and core. So the concept initially was to have a mantle chain, which is going to be, a minimal representation of the entire core application. And it's going to be, consisting of multiple assets. So one of the asset classes NFTs, and we're not just focusing. So typically right now the entire NFT market is focused more towards arts and JPEGs and SVGs. But with AssetMantle, the objective is kind of to redefine the digital asset ownership, not only for arts, although the current NFT market is more aligned towards it, but towards real world use cases around it. And that's when I think the first application which we proved was to around the first non-standard IBC transactions, which involved multiple parties for, high-risk commodities trading, where bill of lading was used as the certificate or the single source of ownership using NFTs there and showing the applications around it. So that's why the name have been, to have asset being representing any kind of entity, be it or any kind of utility, be it art or images, or identities or real world assets, and Mantle being basically the main layer of application, and of course having the concept of core and trust involved there. So that's how the entire name came up about AssetMantle.
All right. That's a good pickup of the name then. That that tells a lot about the project. Okay, and have you got any questions to Citadel.one team, so that AssetMantle community knows more about our platform, about our validator? Anything?
Yeah, definitely have a bunch of questions for Citadel. I think, Naval, I think I'll shoot up my first question and then you can go ahead. Just want to know, what's the uniqueness about the Citadel.one platform, and in a sense, how do you compare it with Kepler and Cosmos Station?
I'll be the one who covered this question. So thank you very much for just joining our ecosystem as well. Let me just share the screen so that every user can catch a glimpse on what we're building specifically at Citadel.one, and it will be easier for you to understand what kind of thing we're building actually. So can you see my screen, guys?
Yes.
Very awesome. At first, just to mention, it's good to have multiple asset management solution within the market, and they keep growing. We see more and more wallets and platforms appearing, especially within the Cosmos ecosystem. But of course, Citadel.one has its own unique value proposition. And just to name a few, we are multi-wallet, which means we have this opportunity to connect any kind of wallet, including the public address mode, which gives you the opportunity to track all the address transactions, the balances, the rewards appearing in a watch-only explore mode, let's say. You can also import any kind of hardware wallet. So Ledger, Trezor. You can also import address created outside the platform. So basically, in terms of switching between different solutions, you can easily import your seed phrase or private key from Cosmos Station, or easily connect your MetaMask or Kepler. You can also create, that's basically for newcomers who just try to figure out how to work with various solutions for crypto. It's very easy to create one set phrase for all integrated networks, which gives you an opportunity to actually access all the integrated networks with just one set phrase, not worrying about storing all of them within multiple wallets and platforms. So then we are cross-platform, and here it comes to the comparison. Basically, Citadel.one operates both on a web and mobile. We've recently came up with the upgrade for both iOS and Android, and in future we are also launching our web browser extension. So you may noticed that Cosmos Station recently launched its X-State extension, and it's kind of tendency within the Cosmos ecosystem, especially. So we'll be having Citadel.one on web, and currently, I do not hesitate to say that we are probably the number one web-based solution for Cosmos networks, and we'll be on mobile. And as soon as we also have this extension ecosystem, which enables users to access various crypto use cases within one single solution. We'll be also having this on mobile, and as you may know, a lot of Cosmos Station traffic is going for osmosis is going from Cosmos Station wallet, and having all of those extensions just within your mobile, within your Citadel.one platform, will enable you to also have all the great functionality just in your hand. And the web browser extension will be also cross-chain. This is something that's also a unique value proposition, basically separating us from the Kepler and Cosmos Station. We also support IOSG, Tezos, Icon blockchains, Cosmos, Polkadot is coming shortly. Also, we have some EVM compatible networks like BSC and Ethereum. And recently, as I've mentioned, we've joined Solana. So Solana is also in kind of plan. So another thing, maybe I forgot to mention something. Of course, we're providing XCT rewards. So everybody, of course, know about that. So it's our additional incentive within the platform. And of course, we're also kind of working on the notification system, because as I tell that every time, but there is lack of communication between the dApp creator and the user within the ecosystem of crypto in general. So we are trying to solve this problem. and we'll be happy to present our integration shortly. Yeah, I guess we're covered. And for the ecosystem of applications, of course, you may have seen that. But for AssetMantle, for example, we already have this solution, so we can swap it directly within the applications. And I know there is a proposal regarding the listing of AssetMantle in the Osmosis, but we already have it here. So yeah, sorry, I need to switch the account. Yep, absolutely.
This looks great.
Yeah, and I forgot to show the AssetMantle. We've integrated AssetMantle some time ago already, and all the functionality for staking and swapping tokens. And so IBC will be enabled shortly as well. So yeah, staking with Citadel.one is very easy.
Thank you, Rina. Guys, do you have any more questions to Citadel.one?
I think the next one is gonna be definitely when are you guys looking for more native integrations around NFTs in Citadel wallet? It's like planning to have more NFTs when represented in the similar wallet. Any plans around it?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. So upon the release of AssetMantle Marketplace, the interface launch in general, we'll be happy to apply for any grant because recently we've integrated P-Stake. We're also working on SafeChain, and we have a pretty tight roadmap for now. So definitely we'll be happy to apply.
That sounds good. That sounds good.
And also on a side note, we'll be able to add you guys to our governance extension that enables voting in various proposals within various projects. As for now, we have Osmosis, Cosmos, and Juno. But yeah, we are planning on broadening this list.
Okay, thank you very much, Rinas. Thank you very much, guys, for your questions to Citadel.one. And now, if you don't mind, we have prepared some blitz questions. It's a short question. You can either answer shortly or expand your answer. So the question to AssetMantle team. Let's start. The first one is Cosmos or Ethereum? What would you choose?
Of course, Cosmos. Sachin.
I think as Vitalik also mentioned that the future is multi-chain. And I think Cosmos has always had that vision. Although I come from a developer background on very extensively working. But I think now Cosmos is the way forward. But again, in a larger sense, I think the future is actually and truly going to be multi-chain. As we see EVMOS coming in, as we see A-Star on Polkadot having IBC enabled transaction, IBC enabled bridge as well coming. So yeah, Polkadot, Ethereum, Cosmos. I think in general, every blockchain is gonna just get connected. But yeah, Cosmos.
Thank you. Yeah, possibly in 10, 20 years, we will not see the difference between blockchains anymore, and they will be like one big ecosystem. Hopefully, it will be like this. Okay, then let's go to the next question. If you have a chance to meet any person from crypto world, who would that be?
Vitalik is somebody I really look up to in terms of the technical development and research, and not just that, but the viewpoint that he takes, and even if the development isn't going in the wrong way for some time, and the stand to take a start again. So yeah, Vitalik and Balaji Srinivasa for sure.
For me, I think can think of a good roadmap for the launch as well. If it's Naval, just gonna tokenize all his tweets and just give the access only to the NFT holders. So definitely gonna be Naval if I have to anytime. Just his tweets around it kind of relates a lot to what we face daily.
Cool. I've heard the new name. Probably gonna explore more on Naval. You mentioned, right?
Yeah, it's an AVL.
Okay, cool. Okay, next question is, if you suddenly meet Satoshi Nakamoto, what would you tell or ask him?
Okay, Sachin, I thought you were answering this one. Definitely gonna um, just first is gonna be to understand the entire thought process behind the the benchmark paper and just get his views around the next thing which he is looking up to as well, because we've got a lot of new domains exploring into the Web3 space. Now we have metaverses, of course, NFTs being more widespread right now. So just getting his view on what is he looking forward to in the next 10 years in terms of the Web3 revolution.
I'll ask him about obviously the Bitcoin Cash and Bitcoin vehicle, which in general sense is just more decentralization, but more fees, slower block time, that is less usability if we were to treat Bitcoin as a token. But yeah, what would his views be between Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash? And second would definitely be proof of stake transition of blockchains, because yeah, I don't think POS exists. Yeah, obviously POS did not exist when Satoshi Nakamoto wrote the and was implementing Bitcoin. So and that's one transition that we have seen without him. So we'll definitely love to know his views on POS.
Yeah, great answers, and really interesting. If he expected all the things that happen to cryptocurrency and blockchain right now with all those metaverses, NFTs. Yeah, cool. And the last question from Blitz: how many years should pass until all people in the world start using blockchain technologies in real life? What do you think?
Um, I think again when I look think about using blockchain technology in real life, I think of Brave browser. Um, but I think what in journal sense is stopping to use blockchain in real life is the regulation and compliances. Large scale companies, and it's not just one application that you build on blockchain and expect people to use, but integrations of those applications on various platforms, which are major companies. So again, I think the regulation and compliances are slowly gonna change, and it's gonna change with mass adoption only. But when I think crypto can be treated as a legal tender in major countries, um, or I think the flippening for the world to come on blockchain will be when the first transaction to buy oil will be done with crypto. So uh, I think yeah, in 10 years, I guess.
Okay, thanks. 10 years is pretty positive, I think. Um, okay, we still have 10 minutes left for
Everyone.
some of the community questions. So if anybody has any question, please turn on your mic. I can see Dongi. Dongi, do you have a question to AssetMantle team? Okay, disappeared. Anybody else has question to AssetMantle? You're welcome to ask. You have a chance right now.
I think somebody from Pop-Up team who's right now attending had some questions in the Telegram group. Hey, if you want to come up and ask.
Oh yeah, I can see lots of questions on Telegram chat.
Yeah, I think you can just go ahead and read them out, and then the guys will be able to just to head start with their questions directly.
Okay, let's see if there is anything cool and interesting here. All right, so okay, there is a question: is KYC required to register an account with AssetMantle now or in the future?
So right now, definitely not. But again, depends on how the compliances and regulatories turns out for the entire Web3 space. So yeah, right now it's, of course, we have the mechanism and the flow, which is very Web2 friendly, but this truly depends on how the regulatories and the compliances comes up at a global level for the entire Web3 space.
All right, and so someone is asking to list 2-3 killer features of your project. What makes you stand from other NFT blockchains or marketplaces?
It's gonna be customizability, the social aspect, the feature like trade room, and staking for NFTs.
Okay, and most of the questions are pretty basic. Okay, about the AssetMantle name, we already answered the question. Passive income. Okay, there was a question on Twitter. If you look far ahead, like if you're looking into the future, how AssetMantle will look like what are the use cases, the most crazy use cases that you can imagine for AssetMantle, if we are not taking only profile pictures, music, and what we have now, but most crazy ideas that you have in your mind.
Hello. Ask my question.
Yeah, Naman, if you want to take that up.
Yeah, sure. I think so. What we are aiming for is more towards the real world use cases coming up, and looking at the huge applications of NFTs around ownership and the trust part of it. Would love to explore the possibilities around the same. And the one thing which personally I am very much looking forward to is towards the Playtoone Gamings and how they leverage NFTs, and the entire crypto space as well. So yeah, for me, I'm really bullish on the Playtoone Gamings and the projects around it, which are kind of bringing in a whole new revolution of how the gaming economy or the creator economy works around. So yeah, that is something which I would really love to explore and have use cases built around it. Sachin, if you wanna add something.
Yeah, obviously, I think gaming and metaverses are something that we definitely see coming forward using the Mantle module, especially because Mantle modules allows for a greater leverage of blockchains. But also, if we use the Inter NFT standard, the metaverse in games can, in a sense, uh, communicate or coordinate with each other. So what happens in platforms like Ethereum is your metadata is stored in a URI or a URL link that is mostly IPFS. And the data structure for your metadata is always different. It is not standardized. Which just does not, so we cannot foresee a future where different metaverses can interact with each other. But with inter NFT metadata standardization, we can. Also, it provides for composable, decomposable NFTs, which, to break down in simple terms, is, imagine that in a metaverse you have an avatar, and your avatar is a NFT. The avatar has several attributes like a sword, a helmet, a shield. What if you want to trade your attribute, that is the sword, as an NFT in the AssetMantle marketplace? Somebody else buys that sword as an NFT and integrates it in his avatar's NFT as a attribute. So that's the concept of decomposable and composable NFT. But now imagine this happening between two metaverses. So yeah, I think unlimited possibilities are there, that can be leveraged by the Mantle modules. Yeah, that's, I think, one crazy feature I definitely see coming up.
Thanks. That's an interesting answer. Looking forward to all those things happening on NFT blockchains and others. So, anybody else? You have a chance to ask your question and even receive some reward. Guys, you can raise your hand and ask your question. Go ahead.
Yeah, by the time I think people come up, we like to give out a very small alpha. Not small though, but in I think coming 1 month or 2 months, you see a very massive announcement coming up, related to building applications around uh, tokenizing real estate. So yeah, that's one major alpha for everybody who's here.
Nice. Thanks for sharing. So we have two alphas today. One is for the marketplace and one is for the huge announcement of the integration. Thanks very much, guys, for coming. That was a great time talking to you. Lots of interesting information, lots of insights on what AssetMantle is. I hope everybody liked it. Um, if you don't mind, can you please share um, social media links to the chat so that if anybody else has any more questions, they know how to reach out to you?
Sure, will do.
Okay, if no more questions from the community, I think we can wrap up. Thanks a lot to AssetMantle team. Thanks a lot to Rina Stettel and for everybody else who joined us. See you at the next
Thanks, everybody.
call.
Have a good one.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks a lot for inviting us. Thank you so much.